everybody, welcome back to Skeeter's Buzz. I'm the Mosquito, this is my world, and I'd like you to come on in and join me. We're going to do something cool today. Come on and see what it's all about. If you want your brass to look like that, then stay tuned. I'm going to show you how it's done. The first step in wet tumbling your brass is decapping your brass, which is knocking out the primers. You want to do this so that the steel pins can get in there and clean out those primer pockets for you. So you're going to take your brass, stick it in the shell holder. We're on the Redding T7 turret press with a universal decapping die, and simply pull the handle, bring it up into the die, and voila, primer's out. Move on to the next one. Brass in, handle down, primer's out, and so on. And just keep repeating until all your brass is decapped. The next step when you're cleaning brass via the wet tumbling method is to take the brass that you've decapped, put it into the tumbler, add your steel pins, fill it with water, add a squirt of Dawn dishwashing liquid, a 1/4 teaspoon of Lemmy Shine, set it for 3 hours, and go do something else. Okay everybody, here's what I do. We're going to open up the tumbler from the Frankford Arsenal Wet Tumbler. Rinse the cap off. Set that aside. I take a 5-gallon paint strainer bag. I put this over the tumbler and gently turn it upside down. And all that nasty water comes out along with all the brass and the pins. Shake it all out. Okay, we'll get back to the tumbler in a minute. Now we've got all the brass and all the pins right in this bag. Now we'll rinse the bag. So we're going to just let fresh water flow over the brass and the pins. Get some of that soap out. The Dawn, the Lemmy Shine. Keep rinsing, and then we'll separate the pins from the brass in a media separator. Okay, so now you can see I poured all the brass with the stainless steel pins into the media separator, and we're going to close this up, latch it, and we're going to close the lid. Let me get the lid closed. Latch that. And we're going to give it a spin, and this will separate all the stainless steel pins from the brass. We're going to do it more, but I'm just going to open this up and give you a quick glimpse. So you can see down there all the pins are coming out. And let me get right back to you, and I'll show you what the brass looks like. All right, so you can see now we've got the brass is in the media separator, and the pins came through the bottom, because the media separator has holes in it just like that. So as we close the clamshell down and we spun it, those pins just dropped out. You'll notice I have some water in there. That helps additionally rinse the soap off of the brass and make it even cleaner than it was before. So there's another additional step I use that I wanted to show you. I just dumped the water out of the media separator bin. I'm going to take this Frankford Arsenal magnet, and you'll see that grabs all the pins. And then I'll take the magnet, put it over the little pin bucket that I use, pull the handle, and the pins come off. This way, I'm not pouring all that excess water out into the bucket where I keep the stainless steel pins, because you know stainless steel will rust if it's wet. So that helps keep it dry and keep it clean. All right, we got the water and the pins all out. Now I put the brass back in the media separator. We're going to close her up, and then we're going to spin it again. And what that's going to do, that's going to get all that excess water out. Let's see if I can close this one-handed. There we go. And that way, when we get it in the dryer, it'll have less water in it and be able to dry faster. I've got the first tray. This is just a Harbor Freight food dehydrator. I think it's 25 bucks with a 20 off coupon. It was $20 when I got it. It's really the same thing all the reloading companies sell, but just like less expensive, a little less frills. And we're just going to lay the brass out in the tray, one level. Got multiple trays. We lost one down there. We'll pull this out. Be very careful. There are heating elements down there. There we go. Lay some more brass out here. I'm going to get another tray. Stand by. I'll be right back. All right, I got a second tray. I only did about 100 pieces of brass this time, so I don't need multiple trays. I think this came with 5 trays, and I'm just going to put the rest of the brass in here. We'll just lay it so it's one level, so nothing's on top of each other. Spread it out. There we go. Put the cover on. And we'll leave it sitting here for 1 hour. When we take it out, it'll be shiny, dry, and ready to load. All right, everybody, looks like the brass is dry. Let's get in here in the dehydrator and check it out. It's hot, but check this out. Look at the primer pockets. Here's a close-up. Look at that primer pocket. This stuff is unbelievably clean. It's really, really nice. Just incredibly clean. Inside the case, perfectly clean. That's the difference between dry tumbling and wet tumbling. If you want your brass to look like this, it's the only way to go.